Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Dr. Artist Show. I'm your host, Dr. Brian Artist, and I am so thrilled and honored to have as a guest today on this show, Dr. Jana Schmidt, that I'm hoping most of my audiences know. But wherever in the world this interview goes, and whoever it is you share it with, there are people around the world that may not know who she is. They actually probably don't know who I am. So keep sharing our information, sharing our actual videos and our presentations, because what we're educating people on, Dr. Jana Schmidt and I both, every single day, either in practice, in studio, on stages, it doesn't matter. We know things that most people have been intentionally not made aware of in their life, which is there are natural things found in nature that don't require a prescription. Healing occurs without prescriptions, and you don't know that. So we are going to educate you on how we've kept our own children healthy all the time when we're talking, how it is we've kept ourselves free of using drugs, vaccines, antibiotics in our children. But then, really, truly, Dr. Janet is going to educate you on a little bit. There are times, like I tell you, about the only great things in modern day medicine is the life saving trauma services of ERs, urgent care centers. So if it ain't life threatening, you don't need to go to a hospital or to an ER center or a medical professional. In our opinion, there's almost nothing you can't answer or have an antidote for when it comes to nature. Today's episode, we're going to be talking and interviewing who I consider, we call her actually the queen bee as a part of our fabulous four, as people reference the four docs of the Healing for the Ages group. So if she's an expert in all things bees. Now, the reason why I'm inviting her to be a part of this conversation is because we have a product we introduced over a year ago that would be a simple solution for a lot of people, young and old, that could simply spray in their mouth or spritz in their mouth something from bees called propolis. So these things are all natural flavored. You just spritz it in your mouth a few times a day, a couple times a day. The benefits of propolis, something that bees manufacture in beehives, has such miraculous health benefits and have been known for millennia, and I mean millennia, thousands and thousands of years, way before ever aspirin was discovered, way before ever Pepto-Bismol was invented, way before all of it was bee pollen and bee propolis. So we've got Dr. Jana Schmidt here. I hope you enjoy this show. It's going to be exciting because we want you to know as many truths as possible that are natural solutions you can get without a doctor's appointment or a prescription ever. So let's welcome on the incredible Mother Earth, as we like to reference her, Queen Bee. This is Dr. Jana Schmidt. Welcome to the show, young lady. How are you today? Hanging
Thank
out
you,
in
Dr.
Florida.
Artist. Oh, it's always a pleasure to speak with you, and especially about something I love so deeply. Please forgive the noise in the background. You'll hear hurricane boards going up all around because we are preparing for this orchestrated hurricane. It's orchestrated.
What's the
But
name of this one so that people watch this later? It'll be like, oh,
Milton, it's Milton. Yeah.
Milton. 2024 is when we're talking. This is October 2024. There's a hurricane coming. Do you know roughly what time frame that might make landfall near you?
Yes. Supposedly it's Monday, and it's supposed to make landfall Wednesday to Thursday. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rabbit trail. Never in the history of tracking, like full on official tracking hurricanes, this has been going on for decades, ever has a hurricane started where this one started and moved east. Never. And the reason why is the wind currents and the water currents don't allow that to happen. So this is a completely artificial looking hurricane. It's not supposed to go in the direction it's going and start where it's starting. Everyone here in Florida, like we know, we're veterans. We know hurricanes, and this one is bizarre. So we're all sort of bracing for whatever's they're throwing at us at the moment. So that's why you hear all the noise in the background, because everyone's getting their generators going and potentially getting ready to evacuate if we have to. And we're obviously on the water, so the waters rise, and
And
so
you
so
can see
excuse
all
the
the,
noise.
we can watch all the limbs blowing in the palm trees there. You can see it all. So we know
Yes.
what's coming. This is
We
live.
do
This
know
is,
what's coming. Yeah, this
so
is
I just
live.
want y'all to know, Dr. Jana, I know you got family members outside right now, kids included, who are boarding up windows, boarding up the house. Thank you for taking a few minutes to film this. I actually, before we started recording, I was like, Jana, do you need to go? And she's like, oh my God, I've been doing this for 24
I
hours
need
now,
a break,
boarding up the
and
house and
plus,
preparing the house. So I'm
plus
good. I
I
need a
can
break.
never say no to you anyway.
So
So we're also taking care of our bees, because this is one of our most valuable resources we have. We need to make sure they're secure and that they're out of wind shear, and also flooding, because that can damage them as well. So making
so
sure
can you,
they have things on top of them so they don't blow away.
so can you tell me how it is you protect your bees?
You can actually take straps and root them to the ground, stake them in, and that way they don't get knocked over, and then make sure they're elevated enough with some cinder blocks. So if the waters rise really high, that they're not going to be, injured by it. So that's one of the ways we do it. Plus they're in areas that are safe anyway, wind, rain. So,
Very
but we
good.
love our bees, constant source of nutrients for us and healing, not just having them in our yard to pollinate all these amazing plants we have, but also to provide honey and bee pollen and propolis, as you said. And these are all bee products. I don't do royal jelly. This is one of the products that you may hear, royal jelly. It's fascinating. It's wonderful. It helps boost, helps boost, your immune system. But I don't do royal jelly because I don't like the way that it's harvested. I feel like it's a little barbaric. They
I
trick
totally
the
get it.
hive into thinking they need a new queen. They put royal jelly. They end up scooping it out. They kill the bees in doing so. It's not healthy for the hive. So unless it just happens naturally, where there's a brood that happens to have a lot that didn't make it, then we'll use that royal jelly. But otherwise, we don't harvest that. So for people who don't know, that's royal jelly. And then obviously most people know honey. This is what the bees make from the pollen and the nectar and the water and everything that they gather. And it's food for the bees. But how they start making it is by gathering pollen first. They pollen and nectar, sap, and they do many things with all of these. The bee pollen, they put their enzyme in it. It's called glucose oxidase, and it's the most powerful enzyme in helping the body rid the body of pathogens. It literally dissolves the lipid wall around pathogens, so your body can just attack it. It's pretty cool. So
Awesome.
they put their special enzyme in the bee pollen, bring it back to the hive, and this is where we come in to get the bee pollen. As they come into the hive, it's through a drawer, and just a little, falls off as they take it into the hive. So most of it goes to them, 75%, 25% for us. And it takes a while. They work really hard, and we get that full pollen drawer. And that's our pollen. Never even touches human hands, put it right into the bag, seal it. So, and it's a live food. It has enzymes. It has like 96 different nutrients, is considered a raw, perfect live food. To me, it's God's perfect multivitamin because it has all the nutrients known for human nutrition, more protein per ounce than anything else you can eat. The rutin alone for your artery walls is phenomenal. It helps open up the artery walls, helps normalize blood pressure. For skin health, skin health, wound health, whatever, but it has amazing properties to renew your skin. So this is bee pollen, and from that bee pollen and the nectars and the sap, they make
Oh,
propolis.
wait. I don't want to go there yet. Hold on. I
Okay, you
want to
don't want to go
ask.
to propolis yet? Okay, let's go
Wait.
to
No. We're going to stay on bee pollen for a second because
okay.
I
Yeah.
was going to ask about the honey, and I will just ask questions as you go because I'm learning and the audience will be learning. So
Okay.
the bees make honey. You all know what honey is. All right. So I have a question for you about honey first.
Okay.
So human beings have been eating honey for as long as we probably have written record. So do bees just naturally produce more food than they need?
Yes, they do. They store it. They're
Okay.
preppers.
They store the honey. Okay, great. All right. Now, outside of the food source of honey that also we eat as a food source because they make extra, when they are bringing bee pollen into the hive, that they add their enzymes like glucose oxidase, that's actually abbreviated in science journals as the God molecule, God molecule, glucose oxidase. Bees put that in their bee pollen, and then they come into the hive. You guys collect that bee pollen out of a drawer at the bottom of the hive. Why do bees collect bee pollen and bring it into the hive? If
It's
honey's the food source, what do they do with bee pollen?
Well, they make the honey from the pollen.
Oh, there you go. I'm just asking. I'm
Yeah,
wanting to be educated. So
they use pollen, they use water, they use nectar. So it's the start of all the products that they make, whether it's royal jelly, propolis, honey. It's the pollen is the raw ingredient for all of it. It's just how they use it. Does that
got
make
it.
sense?
So they're taking all the little bee pollen and the enzymes in their bee pollen and they're manufacturing honey from it, just like we would a cake recipe. You've got a whole bunch of little ingredients in bags and boxes, and you got to add them all together. That's what they're doing with the bee pollen to make honey.
Exactly.
Very good.
Yes, got
And
it.
they, and they and y'all take you generally 25% of the bee pollen. They keep 75% for themselves, and that keeps the hive healthy. Awesome. All right, so let's go to the next part. You're going to mention nectar. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay. Well, I can hang out on bee pollen. I can hang out on bee pollen all day, honestly.
I know.
It's a really it's honey and bee pollen propolis. Is it too noisy? Should I move to a different location?
Oh,
Can
I
you
hear
hear
you
all
perfectly.
the hammering?
No, I
Okay.
hear you perfectly.
Okay. If it's too loud, you just let me know and I'll tuck away
I
to it.
actually have not heard anything yet, so you're good except for
Oh,
you. All I hear is you.
okay, perfect. Perfect. My microphone's working. So all of these bee products have antibacterial, antifungal agents in them. So this is in everything to a certain degree. Some are more than others. So that's we hear about these types of things with honey and propolis. You can put honey on a wound. People may have heard that, if you don't have other things, although even if I did have other things, I'd use honey. So,
Awesome.
and I mentioned the strengthening the capillaries of the body through rutin, but it also has a way, because of all the nutrients, it has a way to help protect our DNA. I think that's amazing. And for centuries, this has been known. If you look back in archaeological Egypt, you see written on their walls different how they're using honey, how they use bees and how they connect with bees, and there's even pictures of them like pouring honey. So it's pretty cool, and we know that it stays fresh for thousands of years because they literally found bee pollen granules in glass and clay jars in pharaoh's tombs,
That's awesome.
and it's still active. It's pretty amazing. So when someone says, what's the shelf life of bee pollen, like, well, depends. I mean, it's can probably outlive you.
Millennia, thousands
Yeah,
of years. Put
it
that
can.
date on your products there, Dr.
Yeah,
Jana.
thousands of years.
This expires in 10,000 years.
Oh my goodness. Yes. And if you don't expose it to too much heat, now remember the hive has heat, but the bees can cool the hive down with their wings. So they keep it pretty good, even in hot temperatures.
That's
But if you
awesome.
don't put it near a router, near a microwave, nobody should have a microwave anyway. But so keep it away from things like that. That would just devalue it. It's not going to hurt you to take it, but it won't be the live active food that it should be. So that's really cool about bee pollen. We use it. I take it every single day.
So
One
do we.
teaspoon, two
We take it from
teaspoons.
you, Dr. Jana.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I love it. And if just a note for everybody, if you're going to have bee pollen, if number one, the best way is to have your own bees and know where they're pollinating, what they're on, and what water they're getting. You don't want them drinking tap water. You don't want them just drinking, honestly, rainwater, because stuff's in the air and being sprayed. You don't want them drinking pool water. So they get the water we get. We purify it, make it nice and clean, and that's the water we provide for our bees.
And
So
what
if
do
you're
you
not,
put it in?
what do I put the water in?
Yeah, where do you put it so the bees come find it?
Right on their hive. We have a big giant glass jar, and we fill those jars up and just put it on a little ledge, and it just drips down. They come and they drink it. But then we also have little um, deep bowls with rocks on it, and we fill those up too, just so they can have something feel a little more natural.
I love that. That's awesome. This is a queen
Love
bee.
them.
I introduced you as the queen bee here. There's a reason. She takes
I
care and
love
loves
them.
her hives.
I do love them. And they follow me around. They seem to like me too. They kind of know I'm their friend. So I used to say, oh, I still do. They keep me, I don't keep them. So I'm not a beekeeper. They keep me, right? So nice. I'm
That's
honored.
awesome.
Um, so if you're not getting bee pollen that from your own hives, it's just not everybody can do that, or want to do that, but know where it's coming from. Ask the really good questions like, what's the water source? What's the flower source? It's important to know, are they exposed to anything that's been sprayed? So bees will travel 3 to 5 miles looking for food and water. But if it's right there, they're really resourceful and they work smarter, not harder. So they won't go 3 to 5 miles if it's right there. So ask where it's coming from if you have someone you're getting bee pollen from. But that's why my hives have grown, because I really couldn't find anybody else that was doing it with the care that I'm doing it. There probably are some people out there, but I haven't come across them. So it's really important to get it clean, because you spray a plant with Roundup and the bees pollinate it, comes back to the hive, and now this has Roundup in it, glyphosate. This is just going to be right. Glyphosate. It's going to be harmful to you. So you're just doing your body a disservice. So that's why we say our bees are clean. And a lot of people have said, well, doesn't it have to be local? Well, no, it doesn't have to be local. We're in Florida, and if you live in Nevada, you can still take our bee pollen, and it has all these amazing qualities that you will benefit from. If you have allergies to what's blooming, then local honey, local pollen, that might help you build a resistance naturally to what's blooming. But still, even if it's from somewhere else, it does have an antihistamine effect anyway. So you're gonna get that anyway. So that's why I say, you can take it from wherever it is.
So, Dr. Jan, I have a question for you because as you're talking, I'm like, wow, you kind of sound like